Hey gang, just for this video, I'm partway through making another one, but I thought you might like to see my sort of finished or final whetstone setup. So these are all ceramic whetstones. I'm just going to show you my 6-step kit if I'm wanting to do a really high-end polished finish. Obviously you can skip steps if you just want to do something quicker. It's really up to you. So I'm going to talk you through all of my different stones and just going to show you me using them and then just the microscopic edge progression after each stone, so you might find that interesting. So the first stone is the Kuramaku by Shapton, and this is a 320 grit, and this is definitely in the realms of a repairing stone. So if you've got a really bad edge that's chipped and really badly flattened, or if you've got a reprofiling you want to do, say if you get a knife with a 25-degree factory edge and you want to take it down to like an 18 or something, you'd start it with something really rough like this. Or you would start it with a diamond plate perhaps as well, or a CBN plate. But if you're wanting just stones, then this is the one that I'm starting on. The softer stones are cheaper, but they don't last as long because the grit is less dense and you use them for more of a rough task. So generally they're going to dish out a little bit quicker than your higher grit stones. This one here though is still perfectly flat and I'm not having any problems with dishing whatsoever. So it's probably been used to sharpen about 30 knives by this stage, so probably in the infancy of its life. These Kuramakus all come with a little blue or matching coloured stone holder that you can sort of keep the stones in and then use as a little table for the stones. So very cool. Next in the grit progression is the Shapton Rockstar. This is a 500 grit stone. Shapton Rockstar and Shapton Glass seem to be made of the same cutting material. So I use this as my next step up. This is still very much a repairing stone. It's just going to get some of those scratches. If you're going for a mirror, this 500 will get some of those deeper scratches at the 320 left, leaving some of its own scratches, of course, which you're going to get out with the next stone, but as is the nature of sharpening. I really like this stone. This is probably my favorite of the lower grit stones. It's got a nice chalkiness to it, but it's not as muddy and powdery as the 320 feels. So I really like this as probably a beginner stone for just a very dull knife that doesn't really need chips removed or anything like that. Next up is the Kuramaku 1000. This is sort of this could very well be your starter stone. If you're just resharpening and you're not doing too much reprofiling, or if you're using diamonds to do your reprofiling, this could be the first actual sharpening stone that you need in this whole set. This is a really good stone. Everyone likes this. It's very hard. It's it does develop a good slurry as well, but it doesn't seem to be dishing out on me whatsoever. It stayed very flat, and this has been my most used stone so far. You can absolutely go to town on most steels with this guy here. Just as an aside, I think I said in my last video, you're probably going to want some form of diamonds in your system somewhere if you're going to be doing Maximet, Rex 121, 15V, those really high-end steels. You're probably going to want some diamonds in your system somewhere. Next up, and this is where you start to get a real polish going, the 2000 Shapton Glass. So this is the same media as like the Rockstar, just on a piece of tempered glass for perhaps rigidity or for perhaps cost saving for Shapton, who knows. But at any rate, this is the stone that when I use it, I start to really notice the first mirror polish. So this is when the edge starts to get really shiny when you start using this one. So a really simple two-step would be the 1000, 2000. And that would probably sharpen your knife and put a nice polish on it, and then do a strop, and then you're done. So that could be a really good economical system. Overall, you're looking at about maybe 200 Australian dollars for these two and a strop for that whole 3-step kit. So a really good sort of basic starter set. You can get a Kuramaku in the 2000 as well, the green stone, but I opted for this one because I wanted to try the glasses out. After that, there is the 5000 Shapton Kuramaku stone, the wine colored one. This is probably my least favorite of the stones. It's ultra hard. It's not going anywhere. It's glassy smooth almost, and it really feels a step up in terms of it's got no chalk to it. It's got no grit to it really at all. It does absolutely work, but it's probably one of the more difficult ones to use. You find yourself skating across it so confidently that if you are going to muck up and slightly lean, too far forward, it's going to be on this stone, in my opinion. It doesn't give you a huge amount of feedback. So I try and stay on this stone for the minimum amount of time while I'm still learning. But overall, it's quality stone. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, about $114 in Australia for the high grit Shaptons. But again, it's going to last a lot longer. And then my finishing stone at the moment is this 8000 glass. This is in the stone holder. They all need all the glasses in the Rockstar need a stone holder, or you can use the top of these guys here. So the Glass 8000 is a really high polished stone. It is a 1.84 micron rating, so quite fine indeed. And yeah, this will get a really nice mirror polished edge going on your blades. It's going to get a real nice finish. You're going to be able to do some good deburring on it too if you do alternate strokes. This followed by a strop, it's going to get you a really good, high polish, low micron finish. So, and this one I like more than the 5000 in terms of a user because it does actually still feel a little bit more tactile or sticky or something about it. Don't know if it's all in my head, but certainly how it feels to me at the time. So there is that one there. So I follow up my stropping, my stone work with a strop. So this strop here has two options of diamond grit on it. I've used the KME diamond emulsions and I've sort of soaked each side in them, in a moderate way. This side here is the one I use only if I've just done a mirror polish job because this has the finest diamond compound. So this has the 0.1 micron, which is very, very fine compound. And then this one here, or emulsion, this one here has the 3 micron emulsion. So this is actually a rougher emulsion than a couple of the later stones there. So this is what I'd be using if I'm just going 1000, 2000 stop. So you look at the Shapton 2000, this has got a 6 micron finish. So this is like a 3 micron for that. So this will be what I finish with that. But if I've gone all the way, then I'll flip it over. It's the shiny side of the leather, and it's just got a really fine 0.1 micron strop emulsion in there. This is a Beavercraft leather paddle strop. It's about $40. Seems pretty good so far. Can't really go too far wrong, I guess. Thinner leather, which is less likely to sort of curl up around. It's less spongy, so it's less likely to curl up around and sort of attack your edge from the back as well. That's what I found.
Alrighty, so you guys have told me you like the progressions and you like seeing them. So this is on the left is the 320, and on the right is the 500. So 500 just finding up the 320s, and then you've got the 500 on the left now, and then the 1000 on the right. So you can see the burr on the 1000, that's that glowing line on the edge there on the right. Then you got the 1000 now on the left, and moving up to the 2000, you can see how much shinier the 2000 is on the right there. That's starts to become a little bit harder to photograph. Then you've got the 2000 on the left, and that's the 5000 on the right, which is even more sort of aggressively twinkly and sparkly. Still, the scratches I can never get out. I'm yet to get them all out. And then you've got 500 on the left, and then you've got the 8000 on the right, which is maximum shine, minimal scratch, the best that I can do so far with my skill and kit. And this is me going for the thumbnail shot, if I can. I thought that looked pretty cool, so there you go. It's definitely a mirror-ish edge, it's just you have to have a steady hand to get a good photograph of it.
So that's my setup so far. I've been really enjoying this freehand sharpening bent. I'm getting better, I'm getting some more tips, techniques. I'm starting to get more confident with just doing back and forward, really sort of figuring out where the angles go. Maybe I'll do another tips and tricks video after the last sort of pretty intensive month of learning that I've been doing. So that's something you might be able to look forward to seeing in the next few days or something as well, while I'm still on this video making kick. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next film. Goodbye.